previewing Week 11 in the NFL here at SB Everyone Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're talking right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. And Joe Duffy has a great record all over the place this year, handicapping lots of things at his site. And in our videos in the NFL, he is 18-9 against the spread. And that's in games that those are not his best bets by any means. Those are just games that I assign him. Right now, the game that I have assigned him is the Oakland-Houston game. Joe, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter.
All right, before we get into this one and see what you have to say, maybe you can go 19-9. Give a little plug for OffshoreInsiders.com.
Yes, since the last time we talked, Bowling Green cashes in as our only Wise Guy. Now 23-11 run with Wise Guy plays in college and pro football, and we're sizzling lately in college football.
That's awesome. Joe Duffy, great to hear. OffshoreInsiders.com. All right. Oakland, Houston. Houston is a 7-point home favorite. Totals 41.5, 42, or 42.5. Those are all widely available. And maybe the biggest factor for this game is how banged up is Terrell Pryor really. If he's only a little bit banged up and basically going to be okay, I guess you got to lean Oakland getting all those points plus 7. If he really is severely hobbled, then I don't know. Maybe you go for the under 42.5. I mean, Houston, they're having a lot of problems. Case Keenum playing pretty well, a little bit inconsistent, but generally playing well. They don't have much of a run game, though, at all. I'm not sure. I guess I'd lean under 42.5. What do you think, Joe?
No, I'm actually going to go with the over.
Oh,
and
okay.
I fully understand why you would say you would lean under, but the reason I'm going to go with the over is you are correct. The number one question is about Terrell Pryor. Mm-hmm. Does he have his mobility? He says he can throw fine, but he wants to keep the defenses honest with his running ability, as he's as good of a running quarterback as there is in the NFL when he's healthy. But the one thing that these two teams have in common, they both have to find out whether their current quarterbacks, Terrell Pryor and Case Keenum, are the quarterbacks of the future. Neither one of these teams is going to the playoffs. There's one and only one way to find out if they have their quarterbacks of the future, and that is to have them air it out. And especially with Gary Kubiak is expected to be back on the sidelines for Houston. Former quarterback himself, there's one and only one realistic way that Kubiak's going to save his job, and that is if Case Keenum looks like he's the quarterback of the future and says, hey, Gary Kubiak, I got to credit him for his coaching and his development. I think Kubiak's future as a head coach of Houston depends on whether or not Case Keenum can evolve into a big quarterback. And again, same thing at Oakland. Do they have the quarterback of the future? How are they going to find out? Not by handing the ball off.
All right, well, I definitely, trust your opinion. And like I said, the market is pretty uncertain about where this total should be. So right now, 41.5 is a widely available number. So if you like the over, you can get 41.5, and that's what you will get. Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, like an over 41.5 in Oakland, Houston. Thanks, Joe.